morning, Miguel and Holly reveal Charlotte's deepest, darkest secrets.
It's Queen City Confessions with Miguel and Holly. Hits 96.1.
If you want to get your confession off your chest, text it to us. You'll be anonymous. Put the word hits with your message and send it to 96893.
Here's the first Queen City confession. This weekend will tell if my marriage will continue. We're going to Charleston for 5 days. If I don't feel anything for my husband on this trip, this will be it.
Oh.
We've been in therapy. We've tried to reconnect, but nothing feels the same. He planned this as a romantic getaway, but he has no idea I'm using it to decide if we're over.
Well, that's no pressure on this trip.
That's a lot of pressure if he makes a wrong move, wrong fart or something, and then you're just like, I'm over.
I'm done. I mean, are you already done? Do you kind of feel like you're already done and you just kind of want to take this trip?
Yeah, because I feel like that's a movie thing where you're like, all right, if this one trip is successful, then we'll be good. I just don't know if that actually happens in real life.
I don't either. And since you've already said like everything else is just not working, what's going to happen on this trip that suddenly changes your mind for the rest of eternity? I don't know. Hey, go enjoy a trip to Charleston.
Let's throw that out there. Did one trip change everything for the trajectory of your relationship, like the movies make it seem like it can do? Call us up, 1-844-HITS-961.
1-844-448-7961 or text hits in your message to 96893.
Here's another Queen City confession. I went back to my college town to see some old friends, almost got into a bar fight with the local over the touch tunes because of course I did. And I ended up going home with an old situationship who clearly still has feelings for me. It was messy, emotional, and honestly kind of perfect, just like old times.
Man, isn't that the best you can ask for a trip to your college town? That's like whatever. That's the movie. That's the good movie that people want to see. Like,
yes,
we want to see you go make an absolute trash mess of yourself in your college town and then wrap it up in a neat bow and get back to your corporate job.
That's what my friends and I are talking about, going back to our old school, Georgia Southern, for a weekend. And it makes me nervous because I'm like, we're going to be those old people in the bar that we used to look at back in the day and be like,
yes,
can y'all let this go? Like, this is our time.
Listen, I went back to my college town for homecoming this past fall, and nothing happened like they said that happened. Like, what I did find is looking at my sorority's old scrapbooks from when I was in college. I'm like, God, I was obnoxious. And I just I'm like, I'm so sorry. Look at how obnoxious I was. I'm so sorry. I probably still am, and I don't know it, but good Lord.
Here's the last Queen City confession. I pulled out of being in my friend's wedding.
Oh.
Because I can't stand her fiance. She's totally blinded by love, but I see right through him. He's rude and controlling and makes her dim her light. I couldn't bring myself to spend hundreds of dollars on a dress and a bachelorette weekend pretending to celebrate a relationship I don't believe in. I told her I was overwhelmed financially, which is technically true, but really, I just can't support this marriage.
Listen, you got to do what your own morals guide you to do. Because there's not much you can say.
Right.
I mean, there really isn't, because one thing from you is not going to change the trajectory of her life, but you can be there to support, I guess.
In other ways. And I think it's better to pull out knowing that you're not going to be all in than to be pretending. And she's like the whole time, like, what's wrong? Why are you acting this way? It's better just to say, all right, I'll be there at the wedding, and then that be your participation.
Yeah, I think you're doing the right thing.
If there's a confession you want to get off your chest, text hits in that secret to 96893. It is 7:13. At what age do you let your kid do something grown up, even if it makes you uncomfortable? Well, Holly's facing that exact thing with her 11-year-old daughter. You might have been through this too. Holly will explain next. But right now, it's Chapel Roan Pink Pony Club.